Do you know those making an impact in your neighborhood? Maybe they're well known and established, or just getting started. Either way, let's chat. We'll be diving deep into their story, what fuels them, and how they help our community. Hi, I'm Krisha, host of Let's Chat. My goal is to connect those making an impact in the community with you, our listeners. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's been a bit of a dreary past couple days, but we're about to bring some fire with tonight's guests. Before I introduce them, I want to give a quick shout out to my prior guest, Greg Barley from Phantom Power. It was a great episode. If you missed it, you're more than welcome to check out the replay. Or, drumroll please, all of Let's Chat's episodes are now podcasts. Super exciting, right? Let me just dust off some shoulders here. Whoop, whoop. I made it to Spotify or Apple Podcast or anywhere you receive or stream your podcasts. Now, on to tonight's show. House hunting has always been a challenging journey, and I tend to think your real estate agent turns into a mix of maybe guidance counselor, sounding board, confidant, and friend while keeping it professional. Tonight's guests know all about this. Combining their talents of modern technology and relationship building gives you the dream team of Chuck and Janet Sierk, your Lancaster real estate agents. Welcome, guys.
Woo!
Hi. Hello.
Great to be here, Krisha.
Yay. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to
Thank
see
you.
Let me see. Yeah. Let's just do a quick cheers. A cheers to Janet. Also, 15 years
Thank
of
you.
real estate. So yeah, cheers to that as well.
I appreciate it. Those 15 years went by pretty quickly.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? I mean, everything feels like very quickly compared to this year. It's like, or very long. It just depends on how this goes. Oh my gosh. Chuck, when did you join Lancaster Real Estate, your Lancaster Real Estate Agents?
So I got my license back in 2018, but our journey began back in 2002 by actually buying and redeveloping properties for resale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've been on the investing side of real estate since 2002. 15 years ago, she got her license to help sell those properties that we were redeveloping. And then I decided to join in on the fun in 2018.
How'd you guys meet? I don't know that story. This is impromptu question.
Yeah, we met down in South Carolina. So I was working full time for a major truck manufacturer, and they had a plant down there, and young, early to mid 20s, and the economy was pretty low. So I looked for an extra job because I didn't really know anybody because I had just relocated there.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I picked the right sports bar.
Yeah.
And that's where Janet and I met.
Yeah.
So Garrett's Grill and Grog, it's no longer there.
In South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina.
Nice. Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
I realized I was pretty kind of like northern East Coast when I flew into Columbia, South Carolina, because I was wearing a lot of black and my hair was really dark. And I was like, it was just so white and clean and fresh. And I was like, oh yeah, nope, I'm not in Pennsylvania anymore.
No, it gets pretty hot down there in the summertime.
Yeah, I was in a wedding in Georgia, and so we flew I was going to Augusta, Georgia, so I flew into Columbia. So it was very nice, but I was just like, oh, I just feel very New York right now. So then how did we blend marriage and business? What was that deciding factor?
Well, I don't know. It just happened naturally, especially since we've been in the real estate life world since 2002. I feel like the reason why it works pretty well is because I know my strengths, he knows his strengths, and we kind of just work around that. We don't really step on each other's toes, which I appreciate. And also just understanding different personality types. And, when you first get married, then you realize a woman's brain is different than a man's brain. They don't think the same way you do. So
no, never.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm more the technical side, and she's definitely more the the amiable side, and she's able to read people very, very well.
Chuck, I kind of like to think that you're her groupie in a affectionate, loving way.
Groupie
Yes,
or
yes.
groupie or roadie?
Ooh.
Can be
Well,
both.
yeah, I think that role flip flops depending upon what's going on. We'll touch on a little bit more of that later.
Yeah.
But it does reverse when he is in his world with hosting the real estate investing mastermind groups called REING. And so when he's hosting those events and in his element, like it's just I'm in awe when he is speaking and teaching people how to invest in real estate. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, you really do have like a captivating kind of like just energy about you when you're speaking. And I know I always learn a lot of stuff just when we're having normal conversations in general. So aside from business,
Right, for sure.
I learned a lot. So any tips for that balance, that work-life, marriage, parenting balance?
Know your strengths,
Yeah.
right? And divide according to your strengths. And that's from that standpoint. I mean, I've got, again, going back to the technical piece, right? I've got the patience and I can go through a lot of the detail where Janet's going to be able to feel her way through it a lot better than I will. It's got to make logical sense. A plus B must equal C. And if it doesn't, it's okay, let's figure this out.
Right. Is it kind of like a mix of like practical and dreamer?
Yeah.
Can be, yeah. That's pretty grounded versus visionary. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like yin and yang. I like that. Oh, you guys.
So definitely patience as well. And what was the other one I was going to say? Now I just slipped my mind. Well,
you've got to. You can't take a lot of things personal.
Oh, have fun. I was going to say, make it fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
And that's probably been one of the biggest lessons that we've learned through 2020.
Yeah.
Is not taking things too awfully serious and having fun, because as long as you're having fun, you'll roll through some of the bumps and the potholes that are, they're going to come up. They're going to come up in business. They're going to come up in marriage. They're going to come up in parenting. So we're continuing to work at it, and we continue to get better and better at just rolling through the bumps.
Yeah, I like that. I say riding the waves of life together. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And I will let everybody know that we are open for questions. So if you have any questions for Chuck and Janet,
fire away.
Happy. Yeah, fire away. Now's your chance. Get a little free consult. I'm just kidding. So COVID, I don't usually like to kind of like start off with that, but I think it's pretty important to the story. So take me down that journey. How was that? Congratulations for surviving.
Yeah, right.
Like especially in the beginning and during quarantine and everything like that, when everything shut down, it was actually kind of nice to be able to just stop and take a deep, take a breather and be able to just look within. And it's just really a lot of thinking time. So that was really nice. But then we wanted to get things going. And Pennsylvania actually was one of the last states to open up real estate. And
I was going to say, I don't really see, you guys aren't really much of a like sit and chill. Like I see you more as you're always going, doing.
Yeah, well, Chuck worked a lot in the backyard, getting the backyard taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah, right. When we were at home, it was kind of nice because everybody was in the same situation, right? So you didn't feel necessarily like life was going on without you and you were stuck at home, and that would have been really, really difficult. Not to say that it was a cakewalk, because there's all the uncertainty and all of that type of aspect of stay-at-home order and building up frustration, because we have a nationwide network and we can see other people that are out and about. They're still doing real estate, and so there's a lot of opinions through social media that you start to see and you get that perspective of. And the frustration started to build. So we got rid of a bit of that frustration by got the tools out. I got the shovel out. I dug a big hole and filled it with patio paper.
And didn't put yourself in it.
Yeah. For me, it was taking steps to, okay, now I'm literally ordered to stay in my own environment. So let's go improve our environment.
That's true.
Specifically, sit still. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once we opened up, that was great, and we've just been we hit the ground running, and because the market is just intense right now.
Yeah, well, that's kind of one of my questions. Like, how is the market?
Yeah.
Well, it definitely depends because you can start to divide up the market. Overall, I mean, it's low inventory nationwide, and you've got many people that are positioned they want to buy a house and take advantage of
the low interest rate.
Incredibly low interest rate.
Yeah, they're amazing right now.
Buy, and it's a great time to sell because with all that competition, when we look at what's happening with the buying market right now, there's a lot more buyers than there are houses that are available on the market. So prices are definitely at a premium. And you're going to be in competition for quality products that are on the market. So houses to us are the products that we work with. And so if you have a good product, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to choose from offers to sell it.
Now, something that she's wondering about what's going on in the market and about the prices, if they're being out of control. Definitely. The houses are selling for top dollar for sure. And there are buyers out there with cash, right? So when they say, I want this house, they have the cash to put up to get that house. Now, if you're going to go ahead and get a loan and get a mortgage for the home, the house needs to appraise. So the mortgage is going to, the mortgage, they're going to require you to get an appraisal. So that way they make sure that you are not overpaying for the house. So every situation is different, but it can get to the point where either the seller needs to drop down the price if it doesn't appraise, or they have to come up with the extra cash to be able to move forward.
But also in those types of scenarios, when you have so many competing offers, one of a buyer's protective approaches to make sure that they're getting into a good deal is they have contingencies. So whether they have home inspection or a mortgage contingency, it gives them an escape clause if it's not what they were expecting. Many people are waiving those contingencies to make their offers stronger, and they're definitely taking on a higher risk by doing so. And they're even bidding up above what it may actually appraise for, which they're coming out of pocket with that cash.
Yeah,
to make up the difference. So people are, and it can be for many different reasons. Whatever their scenario in life is. I mean, maybe their living situation wasn't good for homeschooling, and now they need that different environment to be able to support their family. And working from home, we're seeing a lot of big changes linked to that as well. And people are willing to pay the premium because of what they've gone through and really to support their family in the best way moving forward. So yes, prices are at a premium, and it's coming from the demand that people are saying, you know what? I'm willing to spend more because I'm uncomfortable where I'm at, and that pain is great enough for me to lay out the extra cash.
Gotcha.
So when we're working with buyers that are in a situation where they have a low down payment and they do need some flexibility with whether it's closing cost assistance, and then we start, you start bumping into some of those appraisal limits, and other buyers are pushing the prices higher and above that. It's definitely a challenge. So I mean, the
bottom
phrase.
line, work with an agent that's very knowledgeable and that can able to give you different options, and that way you can pick out the one that's right for you and your family.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my questions too. It's like, how do you how do you win? Like, I know people who are saying, we didn't even have a chance to look at the house. Like it had a offer before it was even listed. Like it's like black market. No, I'm just kidding. It's insane.
Right.
It is.
And we've been on both sides of that, right? We've been representing buyers that, just because a house isn't active on the market doesn't mean that you can't present an offer. So bridging from our experience linked with investing, I mean, we're buying properties off market very, very regularly. And that's part of what we offer, as that's not a traditional real estate agent that may be waiting to say, oh, well, we'll wait and see what comes on the market. We're actually rolling out here tonight is your dream home, locator program, where we're actually going to go find the houses, whether they're on the market or not. Let us go find them. We'll go get them, and we'll negotiate those offers, whether they're on the market or not. So
what? Wait, did you just make an announcement on my show without even giving me a heads up? That's awesome.
I did. So if and we only have the capacity to be able to help probably 5 families at a time to be able to locate their dream home, whether it's on or off the market. I mean, definitely, marketed homes that are on the market are, right, that they're for sale.
Right.
But we'll do the research out into the specific criteria that you're looking for, and we'll go find them.
Oh, I love that. It's such a specialized service that you're offering your customers, because it's like, that is just, I know my sister was just obsessively checking every single day when they were looking. And I think that would bring a lot less stress to home buying for you to, it's almost like a concierge service too. Like that's really awesome.
So we couple that together with, the program that we've actually been offering since 2017 is Janet's VR house matching program.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to mention that, you notice time is of essence, right? So a lot of times you need to go and look at that house very quickly. So while people are busy working, I can go ahead and tour the house for you with my camera and do a virtual tour of the property, where literally you're able to use your phone and be able to move it around and look at the whole house, or use your finger and scroll around and up and down, and you can see the whole thing. So you can understand what the neighborhood is like, the condition of the home, as well as the dimensions. So you get a good feel of what the house is really like. And I've had clients actually put an offer on a house with doing the tour through my virtual reality house matching program.
That's awesome. Never physically stepping into it.
Right.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Once you get to the point of, an accepted offer, and then if there is an inspection contingency, you still want to understand the fundamentals of what product are you buying? What condition is it really in? And that's when we work with the professionals. But again, you don't necessarily have to physically be there during the inspection. It's really personal preference. Some people leave it up to the professionals to give them their opinion.
But right now, inspectors are asking no one to be there.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, interesting.
It limits the number of people physically in a house. So,
gotcha.
So with the house matching program, it gives you the opportunity to really narrow in on a property that, I never would have liked that if I would have been there anyway. Right. So it saves you a ton of time, a ton of energy, and it lowers your risk levels, because you're not going into somebody else's home. If it's owner occupied, you're stepping into their environment where they and their family are living. So we're helping sellers by, when we list a property, we offer that, and we ask that people truly watch that video tour in advance before they physically come into the house. So it can limit the number of actual physical showings, because it's, that's, to us, that's the old way of buying houses.
Right. And this was happening before COVID, but I'm sure that COVID has definitely helped push it along as we've all gotten more comfortable and familiar with online streaming and different ways and means. And I think, Janet, you said recently you can do everything but You even describe the way that a house smells, don't you?
Yes. So that's the only thing you can't do is smell the house. But I'm there talking to you, and I could tell you it smells like fresh paint or cigarettes or cat.
So you're honest. You're like, you're going to need a new carpet.
Absolutely being honest, and because I'm representing the buyers, you know.
Right.
Yeah, we want to give you the most realistic picture so you can make an educated decision as to whether or not you want to physically go there, or our recommendation based on the competition levels is make the offer, and then we can get in there. Yeah.
And I think that kind of plays along your business philosophy of relationships first, transactions second. Wow, I did not think I was going to fumble that.
Yeah. I mean, from that perspective, I mean, we truly are there to care for the best interests of our clients, whether they're selling and or buying, because that relationship matters more to us over the actual sale.
Yeah. When you're buying or selling, you want someone to treat you like family, like they have your best interest. They're walking through the process with you, holding your hand. And it doesn't just stop at just real estate. We've had actually a candy factory client who wanted to expand the house, and we got them connected with a great person to be able to take care of that. The contractor, or I wasn't sure if it was an architect as well, or
yeah, it was the whole
thing.
The whole kit and caboodle. Yeah.
So that was really great how, with his experience with residential redevelopment and contracting and building relationships and knowing people who know how to do a good job for a fair price, we're able to help them navigate the next steps on making their house their home.
Nice. That's awesome. And any tips for first-time homeowners? Like what's the true first step?
Talk to a mortgage lender. Get an understanding of what monthly payment you feel comfortable in, so that way you get an idea of what price range to look at. And if you're not able to get financing now, they can give you the next steps on what you need to do to go ahead to be able to get financing.
Nice. So once you then understand what you can afford, and truly looking at all of the home ownership costs and expenses for ongoing ownership, and taking that into consideration, then really want to understand from a location perspective, and sitting down with us to talk through and really understand what it is that you're looking to achieve. Let's go help you get what you want.
Yeah.
And maybe there's questions about, well, I don't know about what might be the best area to give me this. And that's where coming to Your Lancaster Real Estate Agents, we'll walk through and we'll identify where those opportunities are within our market to find what it is that you want.
Do you think that people lead with wallet and budget in mind and put that ahead of their needs sometimes, or do you think it's a blend of the two? Because I think sometimes people will be like, I'd really love to live in that area, but it's probably outside of my price range. But maybe it's not. It's just, maybe that's the assumption. I just didn't know if there's any read on that, or because I think people buy with all of their senses. So
yeah, and also different personality types as well, right? So everybody's different. Every situation is different. And we've noticed too, with working with buyers, sometimes they become a little bit more flexible and like, okay, well, maybe I could look out in this area now, or maybe I don't need that 4-bedroom. I'm good with 3 bedrooms as long as it's a finished basement. So sometimes the criteria changes as well.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Janet, I just want to touch on your love of TikTok. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Listen, that has been saving me during this whole quarantine to 2020 time. I think it's hilarious. The Gen Xers are very creative.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Whichever.
I think that last time too. Gen Z.
I love how you pat me on the back though, being a Gen Xer.
Yeah. The Gen Z generation, they are just incredible. They're smart. They're funny. So they make me laugh. So I really do enjoy a TikTok or two.
What's your TikTok channel?
Um,
Ah!
I think it's just my name. Yeah, Janet Sierk.
That's it.
Or Your Lancaster RE Agent.
There we go. Awesome. And Fran has a question too, which kind of ties into a question that I had too. What can a prospective client expect at an initial meeting with you?
Yeah, great question, Fran. We would like to sit together and ask you a bunch of questions. We want to get into your head. We want to understand what your dreams are. What do you want? Because that's what we do. We want to help you get what you want. And then we want to partner up with you to help you get what you want. Mm-hmm. And explain to you a little bit about the process of what it's like, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Or if you wanted to sell your house, we'll give you an idea of how the process will go. And that's about it, really.
Yeah, I think one of the differences will be that we'll ask why more often than maybe some other folks are. It's not just, we're not just going to approach it as an order taker, right? Here's the menu. Okay, checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. We want to understand why you want what it is that you want, so we can really give you the best advice, because we may be aware of some aspects that will get you your why easier or better than what your perspective is. So we really have to sit down and understand where you're coming from and how we can help you.
Yeah, I like that. It's more why than what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. And you guys are really, you really are genuine people with really great energy. And I know that you've also started a couple of networking groups as well. So we've got the Rockstar Connect. Do you want to expand upon that?
Yes, I miss my Rockstar Connect.
I know.
Then, where we would all get together and connect. And what I really loved, how it mirrors like the people first, business second. With our business, it kind of goes hand in hand with Rockstar Connect as well, where you really connect with people first,
right,
and then business second.
Yeah, so it's a monthly business networking event. So primarily focused on business owners, professionals, entrepreneurs, and success-minded people. We had been having it up, and our very last event was March 12th. Yeah. Thursday, March 12th, and I think it was Friday the 13th, or when kind of the shutdown orders happened. So, we really missed the face-to-face, connections with people. Yeah. I miss shaking hands with our network and being out and about. So, and we did go. I mean, we went into the boom of Zoom. I mean, we hopped in and we were doing some networking connections via Zoom. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very challenging when it comes to that. When you have a mix and mingle type event, and it allows people to, have those organic conversations and have group conversations, you just can't achieve that same result with an online Zoom, because it's one person talking at the same time. And then it becomes, an elevator pitch, around the Brady Bunch squares.
Yeah, I just got right. So I was like, no, let's put a hold on that. Let's just wait until we're able to go ahead and do that. But we do have plans to be able to do networking in the near future in a safe way. We just want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row and where things are a little bit more comfortable. Right now, we're not comfortable.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that, and I respect that, and I am excited to hear what those future plans are, because I know we will get some. It's missed.
Yeah, we've talked about, do we want to have a face-to-face networking event where people are getting to know each other behind a mask? It's not as because communication is so it's also physical as well as eye contact. It's difficult to read somebody just with your eyes. So having being able to see people's facial expressions, and I think that's also one of the challenges with Zoom, is that a lot of people would have the Zoom square was just their head. And they'd be talking with their hands, but you don't see it. And there's even courses and people that quickly jumped onto it to be able to teach people how to communicate effectively on Zoom. You got to bring your hands up if
Right.
you're a talker and those type of things. So yeah, the long story short is it would have to be outside, and we would want it to be in a distance, format where people didn't have to have masks. The big flip of the coin was, is it masks or are face shields enough? And if you're outside, is that good? So we have not scheduled that event at this time because we don't want to put anybody at risk.
Yeah, makes total sense.
We really do want to connect with people face to face.
Yeah, we will. I think we'll get back there, definitely. How has Lancaster and its people impacted your life and vice versa?
Well, just going back a little bit, my dad was in the Army, so I moved around a lot and never had like one place to call home and put roots down. And so when we moved here about, what year was it?
2012.
2012. So when we moved here in 2012, I loved it so much. And it just feels good to just say, you know what? I'm never moving. Never moving again. Raising my son here. I think it's great how he can be in high school and say, I went to kindergarten with that kid. I think that's so cool. I could never say that, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about connecting and being part of the community. But what I love about Lancaster, especially about the city, is just the energy, the entrepreneurship, the supporting each other. We are so giving. Come on. Like the Lancaster give, the extra give, that if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will, because that is just incredible.
We do. It is pretty, it makes me proud of our Red Rose City, definitely. What kind of things do you guys like? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, for me, I grew up in New Holland. So, that was, if you think about it, it was perfect small town America that everybody wanted to get out of, right? And go explore the world. And then, so when I went away to college, I lived at the same address for the first 20 years of my life.
Right.
And it was, so I did have that opportunity to grow up with the same group of people in the Eastern Lancaster County School District. And then I did move away. Obviously, I brought a good one back, when I did choose to come back. But we lived in
I chose to live in Lancaster. I was like, we're moving there.
Right. And I had been, in my career, I was working full time in Hagerstown, Maryland, for about 10 years, and that was really the start of our marriage and our adult life together. And then we chose to move here in 2012, and we haven't looked back. And so the difference for Lancaster, for me growing up, compared to what we have today, look at how many different articles there are.
Oh, it's amazing.
About the transformation and redevelopment of Lancaster as a city. But I think that says a lot about what we as Lancaster County.
Yes.
We have
the culture here is great,
and we have so much. We have so many options from the standpoint of lifestyle. You can be in a wooded mountain lot and have that type of environment compared to downtown living, and it's not very far away. So that's really one of the best things, that when we connect with other real estate agents and they ask us, well, what's it like in your market? Say, we get the best of everything because we have, our own city, we have country living, we have, a tourism industry, and we're close to even those major areas, which we all know. But that's really the great part for it.
Yeah, I think we do get the best of both worlds here in Lancaster. I agree. Location is very convenient, and I think that is a driving force behind our growth on top of what we have to offer and what we've created as a community. Definitely. So let's talk a little personal stuff. What kind of things do you guys like to do for fun?
I love my fire pit. So I just love hanging out around the fire, throwing lots of logs, which I have plenty now because our big tree fell down.
Yes, that was it was really big.
Yeah, so she's going to be very, very happy for a while.
That's what I love doing, and I love connecting with people. We're both extroverts, if you haven't noticed. And what else? And just spending time with family. I just really like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I like golf, being outdoors. If I'm outdoors, it really starts to. I get excited by being outdoors, working outdoors. I mean, and I really found that out this year during the quarantine when I was doing the patio and we were doing those type of things. So that was great because it was those perfect 3 weeks. It was those perfect 3 weeks of weather we had from mid-May after the whole cold beginning to the stay at home, and then it got really hot, and then we had a big tree to clean up in the backyard. So yeah, month of August we've taken a bit more into the air conditioning. But I really enjoy the game of golf. I like to rack up as many swings as possible because I'm not playing on a super consistent basis. Right. I really enjoy that. I'm actually into the big car guy growing up.
Oh yeah? Oh.
Yeah. So working on Mustangs was my thing. So I'd be souping up my Mustangs.
He even has the Mustang logo tattoo on his back.
Yeah. Do you really? Yeah. That's awesome. I know. I think it's pretty badass when I see Janet driving in with the truck. I'm like, that's right. And Chuck's not driving. I'm like, yeah.
I'm not a good passenger, so
no.
No, I've given up that macho approach to it. I'm like, you know what? It's literally better for my health.
Exactly.
Be driving.
It is not worth it.
No, here, take the keys.
Yep.
Here, go for a ride. Yeah.
That's right.
I can't help it. I just can't. I try to be relaxed, but I just get anxious.
Yeah, it's that give and take. I know. I think it's a thing females we've developed as we get older. I don't know. I think it kind of gets worse, but I digress. So I have I'm going to ask you guys 3 random pop questions that you know nothing about.
Does it matter who answers it or?
No, it can be either one or if you both want to. I'm going to assign somebody.
Okay.
Janet, list your 3 favorite sounds.
Sounds? Mm-hmm. Fire crackling, my son laughing, and third one. Wow, this is hard. Hold on.
I love it.
I don't know. Maybe the crushed ice coming out of my refrigerator.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one too.
Yep.
Nice. Chuck, dogs versus cats. Which one?
Cats. Yeah, I was raised so my dad he would never have a dog because he didn't want to deal with cleaning up a mess in the yard. So I was raised that way. We had cats, so because we had cats, then I basically had that opportunity to enjoy the snuggles with my cats.
Yeah, mess on the kitty litter.
Yeah, I know. I kind of think it's the other way around, but that's okay.
I like even though I like cats too, but I don't know, something about a puppy,
Yeah, a little snuggle.
But if we do switch to a dog, then I've already put my due time in by taking care of the litter. So
I get it. I hear ya. Janet, name one thing that you would like people to know about you.
One thing. I like being real. I'm not a big small talk person. Mm-hmm. I like deep conversations, being real, like be yourself, that's more of my jam. Let's talk about aliens. Let's talk about space. Let's talk about just wacky stuff. I don't know, just what's in your brain, what's in your thoughts, what makes you tick. I'm into that.
Mm-hmm.
Deeper question, deeper level questions. I like it. Well, guys,
it's not deep, but it's fun.
Yeah, well,
random conversations.
But basic chit chat is not your thing.
No, we're good at that. He's a good chit chatter. I mean, if you haven't noticed at the candy factory walking around, he's like a chit chatter. I like hang around the fireplace or the fire pit and just
let's talk.
Yeah.
Looking at the star, yeah, right? What's your philosophy on? Just kidding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guys, how can people find you? What's your
They
socials?
Well, I think the number one place to be able
Just
to find
Google
us.
me.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere. There's only one Janet Sierk in this world.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's so
I mean,
true.
if you put Janet Sierk into Google, and
But
you'll have a lot of ways.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I do have a website, janetsierk.com.
Yeah.
And feel free to reach out on my phone. Text me, call me, whatever. 717-360-1840.
You crack me up. I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have so much respect for you. Thank you. I hope that, in some ways we can get back to connecting again on the physical with Rockstar Connect. I know that everybody is missing it, but we will get back there. And thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you. This was fun.
Thanks for the chat, Krisha.
Oh, thanks. You're very welcome. Let's Chat is a proud member of the Candy Factory Collective. You can find the show streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And you can subscribe to the audio version anywhere you get your podcasts.
Krisha Martzel is a photographer who believes in the power of women, the power of seeing yourself in a true, authentic, beautiful way through boudoir photography. She's the owner of Krisha Lynn Photography, a daily wear of the color black, foodie, and podcast lover.
Let's Chat is produced by the Candy Factory Collective at the Candy Factory Co-working Campus in Lancaster, PA. Production support by Anna Tran, administrative support by Ann Kirby, Ariana Henderson, Robert Diggs, and Jason Mundoff. Notes and links can be found on the show post at our website, candyfactorycollective.com. Candy Factory. Collective.